The man removed his signature green vest, revealing a torso of taut, hardened muscle. Lowering his head, he carefully wrapped his hands with layer after layer of tape. Around the edges of the arena, the crowd buzzed with speculation. Almost no one believed in it. The bets were stacked heavily in favor of the massive opponent across from him. But the moment the match began, Nick needed only a single punch. The towering brute crashed to the canvas, and the entire venue erupted in shock. He didn't celebrate. Instead, he walked quietly to the side and leaned against the wall, breathing steadily. His skills were still razor sharp, but he knew he was no longer the invincible Nick of 10 years ago. More importantly, he had sensed a gaze in the crowd, someone watching him a little too closely. Ever since he had leapt into the Hudson River a decade earlier and vanished from the world, he had drifted from place to place, surviving through underground bare-knuckle fights and deliberately staying out of the CIA's sight. But a man like him was never destined for true peace. Meanwhile, outside a remote warehouse in Iceland, a woman knocked on a heavy metal door. Inside, the space was packed with servers and outdated computers, the secret base of a group of young European hackers. She found an empty seat and powered up a machine, a Moscow-built relic from 1991. Thanks to its early trusted architecture, it was often used as a retro tool to bypass modern surveillance systems, exploiting vulnerabilities in legacy networks to slip into forgotten channels. Soon, Kate, head of network security at CIA headquarters in Langley, received an urgent alert. A machine officially logged as destroyed in 1993, once assigned to the Novosibirsk unit in Russia, was attempting to access headquarters servers. Kate rushed to the command center. By then, Betty had already slipped past the CIA's outer defenses and infiltrated the internal database. She began pulling highly classified files, including the long-buried Stepping Stone program, the operation that had once pushed Nick into the abyss. When Betty discovered that the program's founder was none other than Nick's father, she was stunned. At Langley, Kate was informed that the intruder was still stuck outside the firewall, but something felt off. Taking control herself, she quickly realized the hacker had exploited a hidden backdoor and was already inside the system. Alarms blared as the team launched a full countermeasure response. Reverse tracing scripts were deployed to pinpoint the source, and it wasn't long before they locked onto the location, an Icelandic hacker hub. To prevent further leaks, Kate decisively initiated a remote power shutdown, cutting electricity to the warehouse. She also embedded tracking malware into the files that had been accessed. Back in Iceland, Betty was completing her final data transfer. Just as the progress bar neared completion, she detected the counter trace. In the next instant, the entire server room plunged into darkness. She yanked out the USB drive, then, before leaving, splashed alcohol over the mainframe and set it ablaze, erasing every trace of her intrusion.